We often think that healing is about fixing. A lot of people who come to me are looking out for some sort of fixing their body, fixing people around, fixing their relationships, fixing their finance issues, and if given a choice, they would like to fix God. But healing is not just fixing, it's much beyond. Essentially, the healing comes from the word whole, 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 and that means healing essentially makes you feel whole and complete and puts you in touch with that which is whole and complete. Now, when you start feeling whole and complete, automatically the things or situation around you and within you shifts for good. There is a sense of well being, and there is a sense of feeling whole and complete. Now, let's see what is it that we have to learn today with and through Faisal. Kindly note that Faisal has done a great favor by allowing us to capture this recording and giving us the permission to upload this on internet. Whoever sees this, kindly treat this recording with due maturity. You may share this recording, but they're not merely for your entertainment. They're not for your gossiping. These are for your own growth, to learn healing, to promote healing, and to help others heal in this universe. Because when all of us will be healed, we will be living in a different world. Over to Faisal. Thank you. Hi, Faisal.
Hello, Geeta.
So it's been almost 2 days.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, what's your feedback?
Well, what I know is that I want to go deeper. I want to release those patterns or those stuck points that are hindering a more fluid, light life. This is, I know for sure. And now I'm understanding more how my anger, how did it come about and how did it start and the reason for it and behind it. And now I can see that now I can release this anger and go deeper than this.
Can you repeat again? And go?
Excuse me?
And go?
And go deeper than this.
Okay.
It's this desire to get to the core. Yeah, yes.
I'm listening.
So yes, I want to release all these psychological issues. Because what I realized, no matter how much meditation I do, no matter how much practices or prayer I do, if I really don't look at these psychological issues, I would keep just going up and down, up and down, up and down. There is no stability, there is no centeredness, there is no grounding in my experience. Yeah, I keep reacting and just being enslaved to my reactions. Yeah. And I want to be free. I want to be free of all what's holding me. Yeah.
Okay, so what's holding you?
It's, in my sense, it's my psychological, mental issues. It's my, uh, there is this part of me um, that needs to mature completely, that has been stuck over the years since childhood and is repeating the same patterns and is holding to certain patterns and is refusing to let go and is afraid, in fact. It's afraid to let go. This part of me is afraid to let go. It has no trust in life. That if it let go, it might get the same troubles and the same things. This is what's going on, I think.
All right, what's bothering you the most in this moment?
In this moment of my life,
Yes. It doesn't matter, however trivial it may sound.
yeah, I'm trying to find something right now, but I cannot.
All right, what we can begin with is one of those incidences of your past which has been really painful
Yes.
and that's bothering you. Think of one such incidence.
Okay. Okay. It's what comes immediately to my mind, my father.
All right.
Uh, and it's the way he treated me all these years. Um, for example, let me give an. Should I give a specific incident with
Would
my
be good.
father?
Yes, would be good. The earliest incidents that you remember that was painful for you.
Okay. Okay, the first thing that came up to my mind is that when I was at school, I was around 8 or 9 years old. The school has finished, and I brought my certificate. And my degrees were really good, but they weren't all of them A, straight A. So he put me in my bed and started hitting me. And belittling me and calling me a failure, and yeah, this is what came to my mind.
All right.
Even though I've done well, I did excellent. Maybe just in one or two subjects, my my score points weren't A, they were B. Yes.
So, what's hurting you the most out of all that happened? Him beating you up? What is it?
No, him. Um, yeah, I feel a sense of oppression, being oppressed, being his treatment was unjustified. He just did it.
Okay. So, say, my father was unfair to me,
My father
was unfair to
was,
me.
yeah,
Would that be a statement?
my
Okay.
father was unfair to me, yes.
All right. So, this unfair operation from my father is my soul's temple.
Okay, this unfair oppression from my father is my soul's temple.
His unfair
His unfair
operation
oppression
from my father.
from my father.
I don't think that is the statement. There's something else which is more painful.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out this too.
Okay.
Uh,
No, there's some emotion coming up. I can see
yes,
the feelings coming up.
yes. Uh, I cannot point what is there. It was him. Uh, maybe I couldn't please him in whatever I did.
I couldn't please him, you said?
Yeah, I couldn't please him no matter what I did.
Okay. My inability to please my father is my soul's temple.
My inability to please my father is my soul's temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, this feels right. My inability to please my father in any way is my soul's temple.
Correct.
My inability to please my father in any way is my soul's temple. My inability to please my father in any way is my soul's temple. Now I'm feeling this jaw pain and headache.
Correct. Okay. So my need to please my father.
My need to please my father
is my soul's.
Is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. My need to please my father is my soul's temple. Yeah, it's like no matter what I did, it wasn't enough.
My need to feel not good enough is my soul's temple.
My need to feel not good enough is my soul's temple. My need to feel not enough is my soul's temple. My need to feel not enough is my soul's temple. My need to feel not enough is my soul's temple. My need to feel not enough is my soul's temple. My need not to feel enough is my soul's temple. My need not to feel enough is my soul's temple. What?
So that I needed not to feel enough, so that
I needed not to feel enough, so that It's funny what's coming up to my mind. So that I would go into finding myself.
Yeah.
Yes. So it was like a plan so that I would inquire and go into myself.
Correct.
Interesting.
So to find yourself, you needed to feel not enough. And because you needed to feel not enough, your father had no choice but to reciprocate to you. And he
Wow.
had to give you this experience.
Okay. That puts every drama.
How simple
I-
is that, sir?
yeah. It's like, yeah. Yes. Mm. Mm. I never saw it this way. I saw it in different ways, but not this way. That my need to feel not enough caused my father to do what he did.
Remember, every soul is here for an experience, and incidences happen to fulfill the soul's need to go through that experience.
Yeah. Well, when one is stuck in drama, it's very hard to see this. But now I can see how it's functioning, the wisdom behind it.
All right. So now who's being unfair?
Well, if I continue with this drama, I'm being unfair with myself.
Correct.
Yeah.
So say,
Okay.
my ignorant unfair to my own self. Unfairness.
Mm.
My
My
unaware unfairness to my own self is my soul's temple. You did it. You've been unfair to yourself,
Yes.
but you were
So
unaware about it.
yes. So my unfairness to myself, these are is my soul's temple. My unfairness to myself 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 is my soul's temple. My unfairness to myself. Even the unfairness to myself had a purpose.
Correct.
Yes, it contributed in building that momentum to want to discover my true self.
Correct. So, what is that method of discovering your true self according to you?
What is it about, you mean?
Yeah. How would you describe this particular methodology of discovering your true self?
I don't know if I can put this in words. Uh, it's like just being me without any hindrances, without any masks, without any issues.
Mm.
It's feeling so comfortable in my skin. This is the closest word that I can I can describe.
All right. And the method that you adopted,
Mm.
you think it really helped you?
It helped me to get to this point.
Right. So, what would you call that method?
Uh, the methods that I used, you mean?
To come to this point?
Self-discovery. I mean, all these methods, they were different methods, they were different, but they were a script that
Okay.
has to be, yeah,
Sorry, I disturbed you.
yeah, it was, I was saying it was like a script
Mm-hmm.
given to me or being adapted to really find out what's really behind all of these experiences and issues.
All right. So now say my father
My father
beat me up
beat me up.
for getting lesser grades in
For
some of
what?
the for getting lesser grades in some of the subjects.
Yes.
Just say it. Does it stir any emotions? What happens when you say that?
My father beat me up to get lessons, you mean?
Yeah, beat me up because you did score as per your as per his expectations, right? I'm talking about the
Yes,
past incidents. Does that bother you anymore?
exactly. You know that the beating itself never really wasn't an issue for me. It was the emotional abuse
Correct.
that was, yeah,
So just say this emotional abuse.
this emotional abuse.
It's loaded. There are emotions.
Yes.
All right. So say, my past emotional abuse is my soul's temple.
My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. My past emotional abuse is my soul's temple. my past emotional abuse as my source temple. My past, or my past emotional abuse as my source temple. My past emotional abuse as my source temple. My past emotional abuse as my source temple. Past emotional abuse as my source temple. My past emotional abuse as my source temple. My past emotional abuse is my source simply. My past emotional abuse.
Yeah, what's the feeling? What's the thought?
The thought is like, can I ever be free of this?
Yeah. So say, my soul's need
My soul's need
for these emotional abuses
for these emotional abuses
is my soul's temple.
is my soul's temple.
Yeah.
My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's need. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's need, is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. My soul's need for these emotional abuses is my soul's temple. soul's need for these emotional phases is my soul need, is my soul temple. My soul's need for these emotional needs from these emotional uses in the soul's temple.
Yeah. Any thought, any feeling?
I feel a bit of fear.
Fear, yes. What's that fear of?
I don't know, it's like it's as if being exposed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is exposed today?
Stuck energies that want to remain there.
Yeah. You said stuck energies or stung energies?
No, stuck.
Stuck. Okay. So
Yes.
let's address these energies. Say, my
Yes.
stuck energies
My stuck energies
are my soul's temple.
are my soul's temple. My stuck energies 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 are my soul's temple. There is resistance.
Yep. Resistance for or resistance to?
Resistance to as if these energies are resisting to be released.
And if you release them, what would happen?
It's unknown.
Yes. So say, my fear of unknown is my soul's temple.
My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown, soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. right now. I feel a tightness under my navel.
Immediately or just below navel?
Not immediately. I think it's my second chakra. I'm not sure. I think.
Is it in the fold of the abdomen?
Yes.
Fold of the abdomen.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So that's got something to do with your sense of responsibility.
Okay.
So whatever you're feeling responsible for is not as per your life plan. So what is it that you're feeling responsible for?
Oh. I don't know.
All right. Is the pain still there?
It's less now, much less.
Just say responsibility.
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 Responsibility. When I say it comes back again.
Yes. So it's got to do something with the responsibility. So you'll get the sentence. Just say responsibility.
Responsibility. Responsibility. Responsibility. Okay, there's something coming up. It's like I have to be responsible for my mother's well-being, emotional, spiritual well-being, and this is killing me.
Correct. So say my sense of responsibility is my soul's temple.
My sense of responsibility is my soul's temple. My sense of responsibility is my soul's temple.
I need to be responsible to my mother.
Should I say my responsibility towards my mother?
Whatever. Use your words.
Okay.
If something you don't agree with, you don't have to repeat.
Okay. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for the well-being of my mother is my soul's temple. Oh my God. This is killing me. My responsibility for the well-being of my mother is my soul's temple. The responsibility of my mother's well-being, especially spiritual well-being, is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's spiritual well-being, even the physical well-being, is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My responsibility for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. This is very strong.
My need to remain responsible.
Yeah. My need to remain responsible for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My need to remain responsible for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. My need to remain responsible for my mother's well-being is my soul's temple. There's resistance.
Yes. So my need to respond to my mother's need to see me responsible.
My need to respond for my mother's well-being.
Yeah. See, it's a two-way process. Here, your mother and you both are involved.
Right.
So as much as you have a desire to be responsible,
yes,
she also has a desire probably to hold you responsible.
Exactly.
All right. So even to respond to her desire to hold you responsible is your issue.
Yes. Got you. Yes, I can see that.
Correct?
Because when I see her down or I see her suffering or what, I feel responsible.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So say, my need to respond to her need to see me responsible.
My need to respond for her need to see me responsible is my soul's temple. My need to respond to her need to see me responsible for her well-being is my soul's temple. I need to respond for her sense, for her need for me to be responsible for her well-being is my soul's temple. My need to respond for her need to see me as responsible for her well-being is my soul's temple. I need to respond for my mother's well-being, need to see me responsible is my soul's temple. My need to respond for my mother's need holding me responsible for her well-being is my soul's temple. My need to respond for my mother's response for holding me responsible for her well-being is my soul's temple. Yes, my need to respond for my mother's response for holding me responsible for her well-being is my soul's temple. My need to respond.
Thoughts are changing.
Yes.
What is it?
It's I'm seeing the whole scenario of how she unconsciously tells me things that wants me to keep me with her all the time and not to move on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So projecting on me the role of the savior, you can say. And this is draining me. So I can see the patterns, I can see the whole story. And this is what makes me really angry. I respond with anger to her most of the time. And I don't know why I'm angry at her, and this puts me in guilt, so it's a vicious circle.
Okay, so say, my need to play a savior to her.
Yes.
And if you have to play a savior to her, what does she need to play?
Her spiritual guide. And what she needs to play, she needs to play the victim.
Victim, right?
Yeah, and this is what I always criticize her about, being a victim.
Mm. Yeah, so I need to see her as a victim. You know what, Faisal, everything that's happening in your universe is your extension.
Yes.
Okay. Right now, it might seem that I'm healing you.
Yeah.
Probably I'm healing that part of me.
Got you.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Several times, if I have an issue,
Mm.
I didn't have to heal myself.
Mm.
I spontaneously got some people whom I healed, and the issues got resolved in my own
Mm.
life, and vice versa. So if I
Got
see a
you.
pattern amongst people I'm healing, I see where is it that I need to correct myself.
Mm.
And the
Mm.
moment I correct, suddenly all those people who needed healing from me, not only they disappear, but they seem to have recovered.
Got you. Mm. Mm.
So if I have a desire to help, I invite helpless people.
Got you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can see the whole structure of this.
So if you've actually seen, I want you to describe in your own words. What game
Mm.
are you playing with yourself, with your mother, and with your father?
Yeah, it's the game. Yeah, it's the game. Uh, it's specifically with my mother. Uh, the game uh, of the savior and the victim. I mean, it's like this, exactly like this. I cannot sustain myself financially.
Mm-hmm.
She is sustaining me financially, and in return, I'm sustaining her spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So the game is, uh, I will save you spiritually or mentally or emotionally, whatever you want to call it, and she will save me financially.
Mm-hmm.
But there is something wrong about this.
Hmm.
I'm not happy with this, but I don't know how to get out of it. You see?
Yeah. So just say my my lack of resolution to the situation
My lack of resolution to the situation
is my soul's temple.
is my soul's temple. My lack of resolution to the situation is my soul's temple. My lack of resolution for this situation is my soul's temple. My lack of resolution to this situation is my soul's temple. My lack of resolution to this situation is my soul's temple. My lack of resolution to this situation is my soul's temple. My lack of resolution to this situation is my soul's temple. My lack of resolution to the situation is my soul's temple. It's like now a thought is coming up, and it is like, okay, what if this gets resolved? How can I live? It's like I don't know any other way but this way. It has been like this for a long, long time. And there is this fear of going into something or a territory or a way of life that I haven't known. So it's again the fear of going beyond my limitations to the unknown.
Right.
Yes.
So my fear of unknown.
My fear of the unknown is my soul. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. My fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. It's the inability to surrender to life.
Inability to?
To surrender to life.
Yep.
Not trusting life.
Correct. So my lack of trust in the life.
My lack of trust in
I
life.
would say faith.
Faith?
Faith.
Yes. My lack of faith in life is my soul's temple. My lack of faith in life is my soul's temple. There is resistance to this world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My resistance to the faith.
My resistance to faith.
Faith in, put in your words.
In life.
Resistance to faith in.
In life.
Okay.
Is my soul's temple.
Because if I have faith.
Because if I have faith, I will lose myself. I might get hurt or harmed. This is what's coming to my mind.
So my fear of getting hurt.
Yes.
After having full faith.
Yes.
Is my soul's temple.
My fear of getting hurt out of having full faith in life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt from having full faith in life is my soul's temple. My My fear of getting hurt and having faith in life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt from having full faith in life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, having full faith in life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt and having full faith in life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, having full faith in life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt from having faith in life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt from surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, of surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, of surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, of surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, of surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, of surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, of surrendering to life, that's my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt, surrendering to life is my soul's temple. My fear of getting hurt. Something is coming up. It's like this pain in my spine, my back. I'm not being able to stretch my back fully and remain in a stretched position. Even when I meditate, it's part of this fear. It's as if I am tending to want to coil onto myself, to protect myself. Yeah, refusing to erect my energy, to welcome or to surrender or to let energy flow freely through my form.
Which part of your back is hurting the most?
It's usually from the middle up to the shoulders, so it's my middle and upper back.
Right. So, my need to trust the universal backing system.
Is my, okay. My need to trust the universal backing system is my soul's temple. My need to trust the universal backing system is my soul's temple. My need to trust life backing system is my soul's temple. My need to trust. My need to trust or my need not to trust?
Yeah, both ways.
Okay. My need not to trust life backing system or life backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life in backing me up, supporting me, and backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life in backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life in backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life in backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life in backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life in backing me up is my soul's temple. I need not to trust life in backing me up is my soul's temple. My need not to trust life in backing me up is my soul's temple. There is a voice that came up that says, but you have it proves that when you trusted life, it let you down.
Can you come again?
A voice came up that said, but you have proofs that when you trusted life, it let you down. You know, that voice somewhere inside is echoing this.
Yes. So my past letdowns.
Yes, my past letdowns
are my soul's temple.
Are my soul's temple. My past letdowns are my soul's temple. My souls. My past letdowns are my soul temple. My past letdowns. It's okay. It's like, this is okay, this is what's coming up. God had forsaken me. This is what's coming up. God have forsaken me.
All right. So my forsaken feeling.
Yes.
My need to feel forsaken.
Yes.
By God.
Yes. Feel forsaken by God is my soul's temple. My need to be forsaken, to feel forsaken by God is my soul's temple. My need to feel forsaken by the divine is my soul's temple. My need to feel forsaken by the divine is my soul's temple. My need to feel forsaken by the divine is my soul's temple. My need to feel forsaken by the divine is my soul's temple. My need to feel forsaken or let down by the divine is my soul. Yeah.
So that
I need to feel forsaken by the divine and let down. To become independent.
All right.
I don't know if this makes sense.
It makes complete sense. Well, so my need to be independent.
My need to be independent.
Is my soul's temple.
Is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. Yes, my need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. My need to be independent is my soul's temple. And I can see this need, how it separated me from everything.
Yes.
Yes, I lost interaction with myself, with my everyone, thinking that this is independency. Yeah. The natural human interaction. My need for independence is my soul's temple. My need for independence is my soul's temple. My need for independence is my soul's temple. And it's even blocking my emotions, especially my emotions. Yeah. Thinking that getting emotionally involved is a weak sign, is a sign of dependency.
Correct.
Yes.
Interesting.
And this makes for a lot. Yes.
So my desperate need to be independent.
Yes, my desperate need to be independent
At
is
any
my soul's.
cost.
What?
At any cost.
Uh,
What is this need for independence making you do? What is this need is making you do?
oh my God, all crazy stuff.
Like,
Like,
there
for
are many
example,
like you.
what?
There are many people like you.
Yeah, yeah,
And they have no idea what games they're playing in order to make sure that they remain independent.
exactly.
So, for their benefit.
Yes, yes. So it's like, okay, for example, I am always criticizing emotional people. I'm always, and the funny thing is that somewhere else, I'm always seeking gurus. So not acknowledging my emotions in a healthy way is coming up as seeking, seeking knowledge here and there, which put me through a lot of suffering. Yeah, and doing that, because it's not in an unhealthy way, is not really getting me anywhere, just more suffering. Doing crazy things like not acknowledging when I am weak or vulnerable, not showing it up, just pretending that I'm okay. Trying to mask it with intellectual knowledge and explanations.
I'm so glad you're acknowledging. You need a courage to acknowledge this. So a lot of
Yeah.
us do that, but we don't acknowledge that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I hate myself. This is coming up now. I hate myself when I feel weak or vulnerable. I feel I am, it's again connected to my defense mechanism of being angry. You know?
Right.
So I'm so afraid to be vulnerable. Vulnerable in a healthy way, not vulnerable in an unhealthy way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So say my desperate need to be independent
My desperate need to be independent
so that
so that I remain suffering, maybe.
that's not the, I think it's more intellectual answer. So let's do a little more soul temple.
Okay.
Okay. So say my desperate need to be independent is my soul's temple.
My desperate need to be independent is my soul's temple.
Continue.
My desperate need to be independent is my soul's temple.
So
My
not
desperate.
knowing why am I so desperate to remain independent is my soul's temple.
Why?
Not knowing.
What? Okay, not knowing my desperate need
Why am I
to.
so desperate to be independent?
Okay, not knowing why I'm so desperate to be independent is my soul's temple. Okay, it's fear.
Fear of?
Fear of being, again, of being open to life, of being hurt, of looking at myself, my own issues.
Right. So let's say my fear of looking at my own issues is my soul's temple.
Yes, my fear of looking at my own issues is my soul's temple. This deep fear of looking at my own issues is my soul's temple. This deep fear of looking at my own issues is my soul's temple. This deep fear of looking at my own issues is my soul's temple. This deep fear of looking at my own issues is my soul's temple. And this is what causes me to criticize and judge everything around me. To protect myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So my need to protect myself is my soul's temple.
My need to protect myself is my soul's temple. My need to protect myself is my soul's temple. My need to protect myself.
From?
Oh, that's what's hitting me from, I don't know really from what. It's like I want to protect myself even if there's nothing dangerous. You know? It has become a pattern, an automatic pattern. It's even mixing with people or talking to people. I'm trying all the time to be very careful, to be very watchful, to be very, not letting go and just being spontaneous. And this is killing me.
Not knowing what is it that I need to protect myself from.
Yes.
Is my soul's temple.
Not knowing what I need to protect myself from is my soul's temple. Not knowing what I need to protect myself from is my soul's temple. Not knowing my need of protecting myself of the unknown, let's say, the unknown is my soul's temple. Yeah, that's it. The need to protect myself from the unknown.
Yeah, so not knowing why do I fear unknown?
Yes. Yeah, it's not knowing or fearing the unknown.
Yeah.
I want to protect myself from the unknown. So the whole thing, now what I'm saying, the whole loop that I'm stuck in is the fear of the unknown.
Yes. So not knowing why this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple.
Yes, not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing the fear, this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Not knowing this fear of the unknown is my soul's temple. Yeah, and this is why I have used all so much knowledge to protect myself from the unknown, so that I can have explanations, reasons, and validate this fear of the unknown. Yeah, it's like my weapon against the unknown, but it's not really doing anything. It's not really helping. It's causing more fear.
Defenses never help.
Mm, mm. What do you mean by this?
That's an observation. It's a postulate.
Okay,
Say, for example, you're feeling vulnerable
okay,
and you put on a defense.
right,
Okay, the defense could be anything. It could be, say, being rude. It could be being unavailable. It could be showing that you're larger than life or very strong. No. It could be a kind of offensive behavior. No. Or a body
yes,
language or a posture which will keep people away so that they will never get to the core of you.
exactly,
Correct? Now, what
exactly,
happens is your very defense will make others feel vulnerable or defensive, and most people will respond to this defense or this vulnerability with further offense.
exactly.
And when they become offensive, you feel more vulnerable inside, and there is a need to have stronger defense mechanism. And the cycle goes on.
Yes, I can see this. Yes. So it's they are feeding each other.
Yep. You feel that you don't know, you try and know more. The more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know, and the cycle goes on.
Wow. So this is what's called samsara, the pattern, the wheel that
It's
goes
all
on.
about accepting, acknowledging, and embracing who you are rather than masking it. I know nobody masks, or not necessarily everybody masks consciously. We do it more as a kind of very subconscious defenses.
Right.
And that's not
Right.
helping anymore. It's not helping the humanity anymore.
Exactly.
We need to break this pattern. And that can only
Right.
happen if we are in total acceptance of who we are.
Hmm.
One more postulate that you need to know is the world treats you the way you treat yourself.
Yeah.
So if you are unfair to your own self, the world is going to be unfair to you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Yes. And there will be more blame that the world is unfair, and I will get more of that, and I will blame more, and I will get more of that, and it will keep feeding
Yes, sure,
itself.
sure.
Yes. I feel heat in my, again, in my, under my navel, at the folding of my belly.
So, what is it, or who is it that you're feeling responsible for?
Maybe I feel responsible for myself.
Right. And why do you need to be responsible for yourself?
Yeah, because, if I don't feel responsible for myself, things will go wrong.
So, why do you anticipate that things will go wrong?
Hmm. it's again lack of faith.
And why lack of faith? You said it's need to be independent. Why need to be independent?
Is it fear? I think it's fear of
Fear of?
losing myself, fear of dissolving, fear of not knowing who I am. Yeah.
Fear of losing yourself and not knowing who I am.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now that's
It's as
another
if
defense mechanism which is counterproductive.
how.
You'll figure out. Let me not tell you. It won't make any sense to you right now. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So my desperate need to discover who I am is my soul's temple.
My desperate need to who I am is my soul's temple. My desperate need to discover who I am is my soul's temple. My desperate need to discover who I am is my soul's temple. My desperate need to discover who I am is my soul's temple. My desperate need to discover
My
who I
belief
am.
that I don't know who I am.
My belief that I don't know who I am is my soul's temple. My belief that I don't know who I am is my soul's temple. My belief that I don't know who I am is my soul's temple. My belief that I don't know who I am is my soul's temple. Okay, there is a thought coming up. This thought says, it cannot be this simple to know who yourself is. It has to be so complicated and hard.
Absolutely. It's got to be so complicated. You have to study all religions of the world. You have to meditate for the lifetime. You have to do a lot of breath work. You have to do penance. You have to starve. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, and you have to read and you have to practice and you
Yeah.
have to keep looking until you burn into yourself. This is the idea. It's crazy. And I have done this for years.
And you'll continue doing for years. Because if you get attached to the ladder, you'll never go to the top.
Exactly, this is what's happening. Exactly, this is what's happening. It's like, what will I do if I don't seek?
And if you go to the top, then where next?
Yes.
It's so much of
Yes.
fun trying to struggle to get one step above.
Yes. True. 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 It's like, what will I do next? It's my mind, like what I will do next. It might be boring, it might be dull, it might be, so let me suffer more.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, you are not alone in this boat.
Yes. True. Yeah.
Yeah. So my need to suffer.
I need to suffer.
Is my soul's temple.
Is my soul's temple.
Continue.
My need to suffer is my soul's temple. My need to suffer is my soul's temple. My need to suffer is my soul's temple. My need to suffer is my soul's temple.
My need to suffer as an excuse from.
as an excuse from knowing who I am.
Awesome.
This is how I will keep the show going.
Correct.
But there's a price for it, and that's suffering. The show goes with, at least now, with suffering.
So that's another defense that you're putting on, which is keeping you more in
Yes.
need of defense.
Exactly.
Because that will keep you so busy, and that will keep you so much away from who you truly are.
True.
Can you see that?
Yes. It's thinking that that if I don't really seek or do this or suffer, then I have no role.
Absolutely. And if you
And
have no role,
yes, I will lose life.
and if you lose life,
There's no fun anymore.
awesome. So you mean to say suffering is a great fun?
Probably.
And that's why you have been complaining all along. So
Yes.
you were actually having fun and not really suffering.
This is crazy. It's like the door is in front of me, but I keep saying I cannot see the door.
And if you see the door, then?
Then the game is over.
And if the game is over, then?
There will be no fun.
Oh my God. That's a very perverted way of having fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Painful.
Never mind. I'm not being critical, but I know all of us do that.
I know.
We all do that.
Yeah.
How's your back feeling?
My back is okay, but still I feel heat under my navel.
So, my need to be responsible, remaining need to be responsible.
Yeah, my remaining need to be responsible is my soul's temple.
My remaining drama of being too responsible.
My remaining trauma of being so responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. My remaining drama of being too responsible is my soul's temple. Okay, there is a fear coming up. This fear says, okay, now there is an understanding of what's really going on, but what if I fall back into the same patterns again over and over and over again, you know? And there is this fear about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my need to be under constant fears.
Yes, my need to be under constant fears is my soul's temple. Yeah, at least to keep the show going of suffering.
Yeah, my need to keep the show going on.
My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. My need to keep the show going on is my soul's temple. I need to keep the show going on in my system. I need to keep the show going on in my system. So basically, most of these fears and suffering are located in this area.
Which area are you talking about?
Which is the area under my navel, because I have been feeling this pain now for the past 8-9 months, you know.
How's the pain now?
There is no pain, but there is heat, as if the heat is doing something there.
Yeah, so a shift is happening. The energies are shifting there. A lot of healing shall happen over the coming 2 days, 2 to 3 days.
Yes.
That particular area, what you're describing about, what we call as a fold of lower abdomen, there is abdominal crease, you know, where women undergo cesarean sections, you know, for the baby birth.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly that spot. Yeah. So
Yes.
that hurts to give you a signal that the kind of sense of responsibility you're talking about is not in consonance with your life plan.
Okay. So it's a fake sense of responsibility.
Yeah, it's not really required because the sense of responsibility often comes out of sense of ego.
Right.
And
Right.
ego is the biggest defense that we use.
To validate our suffering.
To validate many more things. Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Okay.
Yes.
And anything you do with a sense of responsibility based on ego is not really going to serve the purpose.
Okay.
And you may do the same thing out of love.
What do you mean by that?
Looking after your mother. If you do with the sense of responsibility, maybe it won't reach in a way that you would love it. Do the same thing because you love her crazily.
Got you. And this is the proof it hasn't been working.
Sure, it won't work because you're doing things to feed your ego, not her.
True. By trying to force things, by trying to manipulate things.
Yep.
And it creates more.
It's not just because you're a son. I also often see mothers who bring up children out of sense of responsibility and to prove to themselves that they are great mothers, often end up doing things which are counterproductive.
Yes.
And if they do the same thing with love or much lesser stuff, but with full love, or do nothing but still love, somewhere things will work out and they will work out beautifully. And that's true for every relationships, including your own relationship with your own self.
Got you. Yeah, I've been harsh to myself.
Yes, because that's how you find yourself.
Yes,
And then you complain that the world is very harsh with you.
yes, true. Yeah, yes. Mm. This is the only way to keep the story going on.
And the show must go on.
Yes.
It's been 1.5 hours we've been chatting,
Yes,
and the show
yes.
will go on, I know. That's life all about. But it all depends upon what role you play. Have you played this role? Do you want to be a spectator of the show? Do you want to be a director of the show? Do you want to be a producer of the show? Or do you want to be an editor of the show? The show will go
Yeah,
on. You can switch roles.
yes, 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 yes.
Think on those lines. We will meet again.
Okay, Nita, thank you so much. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You are my soul's temple.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Wow, that was insightful. Thank you, Faisal. There's so much to learn. Like Faisal, most of us have fantastic excuses for not being where we are supposed to be. Today, if anybody calls me up for healing or help or counseling, the first thing that I ask them is, what is it that you know you're supposed to be doing and you're not doing? Majority of problems that we invent are merely excuses to avoid being on track or to avoid going where you are supposed to be going because of several reasons. One of them is simple fear of the unknown. If you can just have faith in yourself, in the universe, in the life itself, probably you'll be able to flow from the moment to another moment. And the life could be so simple, though it is easier said than done. The process or the technique of the soul's temple can make it much more easier. What you saw is a very basic version of the application of the soul's temple. There's much more to it. Stay tuned. Keep watching these videos. Thank you. All right, Faisal, thank you so much for giving me the permission to record this session. Probably it would be uploaded on the internet very soon, and I'm sure it's going to benefit a lot of people who are in the same boat. We've learned a
Sure.
lot today, and
Yes.
I take your permission with a lot of gratitude from all who are going to view this video for being so open and giving your kind permission to publish this video.
Sure. Sure. Go ahead and do it. I will be more than happy to see it online.
Thank you so much.
You are most welcome. Thank you.
You, my soul's temple.